Hi everyone, my name is Julia and I'm an educator here at Ripley's Aquarium of Canada, and I'm so excited to be talking with you guys about one of my favorite animals, what has 8 arms, 9 brains, and 3 hearts. It's an octopus, but more specifically we're going to be talking about the giant Pacific octopus. Octopus aren't fish but mollusks. They are soft-body invertebrates. The mollusca phylum is the second largest animal classification with more than 100,000 species, including snails, slugs, clams, scallops, and mussels. More specifically, octopuses are in the class Cephalopoda. Members of this group lack an outer shell and have a ring of arms and/or tentacles, such as cuttlefish and squid. The giant Pacific octopus, or as our team calls it, GPO, is the largest and longest living of the octopus species. The largest giant Pacific octopus on record weighed more than 600 pounds and measured over 9 meters long. In comparison, the average GPO lives between 2 to 5 years and grows to almost 5 meters across and up to 110 pounds. Each arm has 2 rows of suction cups, which help them grab onto things, explore the environment, and even to taste and smell. These animals can be found all over the Pacific waters, from Japan to Canada to Mexico, and everywhere in between. The giant Pacific octopus enjoys chilly waters at 15 degrees Celsius or even colder. However, they also inhabit both shallow tide pools and the deep sea, sometimes up to 1,500 meters below the surface. Although they are most distinguishable from other octopus species by their almost consistent reddish-brown coloration, these animals, like their relatives, have an amazing ability to shapeshift by changing the color and texture of their skin. They do this using specialized cells called chromatophores, which are controlled by neural activity. They can alter their pigments and change color in 1/10 of a second for camouflage, often imitating things like corals, plants, and rocks. Juvenile octopuses eat small animals like sea stars and larval crabs, while adults are more opportunistic and eat whatever they can get their arms on, which includes small fish, crustaceans, seabirds, and even other octopuses. Typically, being most active at night, the GPO will hunt by ambushing or chasing prey. They use camouflage for the element of surprise, jet propulsion to move quickly, and suction cup grip to ensnare prey. When eating things with shells, like crabs or clams, the giant Pacific octopus will clean out the shell and then stack the shells neatly in a pile called a midden. Meet our own giant Pacific octopus, Ravioli. She spends her days lounging around her habitat and is provided with special forms of enrichment to keep her mentally stimulated and happy. Octopus are curious creatures who like to explore, however, are most motivated by food. Ravioli will be given things like a wiffle ball, closed jars, or lunch boxes all with food inside, and she will work to open it. Enrichment doesn't need to be elaborate to be mentally stimulating. Any new objects are exciting. Ravioli knows when it is feeding time and is trained with an audio, visual, and sensory cue. The aquarist will put a target into the water, gently splash the surface, and then use a sound clicker 5 times to signal Ravioli. She knows to touch the target with her arms first and then is hand-fed directly. This happens 3 times a week, and she is fed on a rotation of various seafood like squid, capelin, and hake. Ravioli's favorite by far is crustacean days. She loves soft-shell crabs. The giant Pacific octopus has been seen solving mazes and puzzles, escaping their enclosures, and even mimicking other animals or structures. With 9 brains, it is no wonder why these animals are known for being so smart. And yes, I said 9 brains. Let me explain. Neurons are cells that make up the central nervous system. They're communicating cells linking our bodies and our brains. For example, simple acts like flexing our fingers require a message from our brain to our hand. Ganglia are clusters of neurons in the body that carry signals to and from the brain. Each arm of the GPO has one main nerve cord 5 nerve cords for muscles and a ganglia for each sucker. This means that each arm can act independently with a mind of its own, as well as communicating with each other simultaneously. So knowing that, it makes sense how octopus have 9 brains, 1 in each arm, also known as a satellite brain, and 1 connecting the brain's nervous system. These animals are serious multitaskers. Can an octopus dream? Researchers have found that giant Pacific octopuses have 2 stages of sleep, quiet and active. In a 12-hour cycle, an octopus sleeps for a total of 2 hours intermittently, and only 5 minutes in active sleep. During quiet sleep, octopuses show white coloring and are motionless. Throughout this stage, there are bursts of sleep that show wake-like activity called active sleep. In active sleep, the octopus will sporadically and quickly change colors, recalling that pigment-changing cells, chromatophores, are directly linked to neural activity. This is comparable to how humans go through REM, where most dreams happen. Current research comparing the octopus's active sleep to REM sleep in humans suggests that they can, in fact, dream. Because these animals are so elusive and found all over the world, their population status is currently unknown. They are vulnerable to changes in the environment and are likely negatively impacted by high pollution levels and climate change. The giant Pacific garbage patch is the largest accumulation of plastic waste in the ocean at an estimated 1.6 million square kilometers. There are multiple initiatives towards ocean conservation, such as the Ocean Cleanup Project, which has removed 10 million kilograms or 10,000 tons of waste from the giant Pacific garbage patch and continues to work today. You don't need to be out at sea to make a positive impact on the world. To help our own octo friends, you can do your part by reducing your own waste at home. Consider what you can do to minimize plastic waste, like remembering to use a reusable water bottle is a great start. Even though we may not always have perfectly sustainable choices, small actions we make together can make a large impact on the environment. One easy thing you can do is to share some animal facts with people you know. The best way to promote conservation and sustainability can simply be by talking about the animals we love so much and keeping the conversation going. Thank you so much for tuning in to learn all about our INK-redible friends. Be sure to swim by Ripley's Aquarium of Canada to say hi to Ravioli yourself.